His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi was with the UN. Yes, we've talked about this some time past, but there was a message that he passed, which I want you to watch. Yes, very, very interesting. You need to watch this to understand that today in Nigeria, in as much as many people are writing articles as to Peter Obi not being in Nigeria, moving around and he should take a VP slot, blah, 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 ahead of 2027, this that he has said is one thing that is positioning Nigeria today. And if Peter Obi gets to Aso Villa, I believe you me, that many people across the world will run to invest in Nigeria because of his capacity, compassion, character, and competency. Now, let's take a listen to what Peter Obi said in regards to the support that Nigeria needs from Europe and European Union, and as well as if Africa, Nigeria to be precise, collapse, it will affect more of the European Union and the European country than even the Africans themselves, because already people are moving to Europe. That's the case.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, MEPs. Well, I don't know. First, let me most sincerely show my gratitude and thank you for opportunity of being part of your section. It was a very good listening how discussions go on. The first question people wonder is, why am I here? I'm just here to be able to start a conversation because I found out that the European Union, or most countries of Europe and the Western world, actually have little knowledge about Nigeria and Africa in general. And because of it, in their decision, in their thinking, they rarely bring Africa into perspective. I say to them, it is time to rethink. Africa today is the last frontier of global development. It's the second biggest continent in terms of size in the world, the second biggest continent in terms of population. It's a continent that has the highest amount of natural resources. It's a continent that has vast uncultivated land, a continent with young population. 60% of African population today is young. But then it's a continent of mass poverty. Today, Europe, if I take Nigeria for example, Nigeria in terms of population is 50% of European Union population. You are about 450 million, we're over 240 million. So we over have 50% of your population. In terms of the land size, Nigeria, Europe is about 4 point something million square kilometers. Nigeria is about a quarter of that. Just Nigeria. But when you come to in terms of wealth, while Europe have a per capita of over $40,000, Nigeria, which is over 50% of your population, our per capita is below about 2.5% of that of Europe. So you could see the potential, with all the resources, the potential for growth. The nearest continent to Africa, to Nigeria, is Europe. So if Africa today turns around, the biggest beneficiary will be Europe. If it collapses, the consequence will affect you more. And I believe that we have so many commonalities that we can work together and everything. And what is the problem of Africa? The problem of Africa remains leadership. To have a political leadership that is competent, that have the capacity, compassion, commitment, and character to be able to deal with the issues of corruption, law and order, focus on investing in critical areas of development, which is health, education, and pulling people out of poverty. It was discussed here that we have issue of killings, which again, people can say is genocide, people can say is Muslim versus Christians and everything. Are there killings? Are there criminality? Are there kidnapping? Yes. But we have to look at the issues that are driving this. When you have a huge population, for example, Nigeria have over 100 million people living in multidimensional poverty. You have millions of out-of-school children, or those who didn't even go to school at all. With mass poverty and mass uneducated people, you have room for easy recruitment for all some forms of criminality, which is what is now driving us of killings that we need to deal with. And now we're moving around. I'm moving around and saying, we need support. We need you to help us to overcome this and be able to create a clear developing environment that will also benefit you, because it's a huge market for you. It's a huge advantage in terms of resources and everything if Africa, especially Nigeria, is doing well. It's the most populous country in Africa.
Now, having said this, will you now agree that yes, politics is local, and in as much as it is local, destruction of the politicking in your locality can come from outside. When you look at what happened in 2015, where we had the APC caucus at that time going all the way to the United States to meet with the US president, and we saw how there was an influence in the Nigerian politics in 2015. One, we understand the reason why Peter Obi is trading with caution as to the agreement of the coalition of ADC before 2027, so that we don't repeat what happened in 2015 and Nigerians are suffering of the decision they made in 2015. Now, when they pushed Baba go slow in 2015, you saw that he also dropped the Nigerian economy by 100%, and Tinubu has taken it further. Having said that, Peter will be telling the UN that they need to support Nigeria and Africa and to also support their economy. How are they going to support? Support in the sense that you don't have to endorse or even make some statements that will show, because your body language and what you say prior to election or during election shows an endorsement. And most of the population of Nigeria look up to some of those world leaders as well as developed nations of the world, because when they say something, they believe that this is the standard. So when you support a criminal, a drug baron, when you support somebody who his lineage cannot be traced, what happened next? It leads to destruction in that particular country. I'm not making reference to anybody, I'm just talking. So for that reason, in the next election come 2027, they should stay neutral. Neutral in the sense that they should advise accordingly. They should support the system in terms of intelligence, in terms of encouraging them with ways to conduct themselves to have a free and fair election. Not to support some people to get into power and destroy the economy and the country or the continent. If this continues to happen, remember, the insecurity that is going on in Nigeria is the much reason why, and the failure in our health sector, in every sector of the country, is the reason why you see Nigerians trooping to Europe. You see people running to Canada, to UK, to Australia, call them. The number of people that move to Europe are more than the number of people that move to America. So when you look at all of this, if the system in Nigeria and Africa collapse totally, who will be the first continent or country to face the heat is the Europe. The European countries will feel it more and will feel it rapidly, very fast before any other part of the world, because they are closer to Africa, very, very close to Africa. Every now and then you hear people running, passing through the sea, passing through all manner to get to Europe. Why? If Nigeria and Africa is working, do you think that anybody will be thinking of going to United Kingdom, going to Canada, going to wherever? No. They will stay back in their country. Currently now, you don't think, see, I love the weather here. Yes, I can travel and come back to my country. Yes, I can explore the whole world. But you can't tell me that the weather I'm enjoying here and, just enjoying my peace. Then you are meant to go to a country that every 2 market days, you hear that there is an earthquake. No, now, what we have in Nigeria is not even natural disaster. Most of the world's today, developed worlds today, they have major natural disaster. You go to the United States, you can't sleep with 2 eyes closed because maybe tomorrow morning there will be hurricane tilapia fly. Don't mind me. You'll be hearing of this or that. But when you come to Nigeria, the next thing that you'll be seeing is not a hurricane that will send you over your home. It's leadership cane that will flog you out of your home. You can't sleep because of banditry and all of that. You can't even travel for 1 kilometer. All those insecurity are taken care of in Europe and America. Why can't we do that in Africa? Why can't you replicate that in Nigeria? And to do that, we need competent leaders. We need people of good character. We need people of sound mind. Not people that they will pushing them like push and start vehicles, right? I think who is being pushed now to be the presidential candidate of ADC in 2027 for many quarters because they believe the North. What is the North, right? But this is the turn of the South. So why don't we push a Southern candidate to contest against the Tinubu-led government? In 2019, we had Buhari and Atiku, the 2 prominent parties. They fielded a northern candidate. Atiku couldn't unseat Buhari because Atiku is not that influential in the northern region, if you ask me, and for the fact that the people from the south also perceive that if Atiku goes in, they will cheat them of 1 more term, was the reason why they queued behind Buhari to complete his 8th tenure so that power returned back to the south. Now, you are wanting the southern people to queue behind an Atiku, right? They won't do that. Even some northern people will not queue behind Atiku because they know that by 2031 power is supposed to return back to the north. So if they queue behind Atiku now, okay, that means Atiku will be there this time. Then in 2031, where power will be returning back to them. What do you think of the south? But a southern candidate who has even in 2023 said you only have 2 times to run, 2023 and 2027. After that, he will not run for any office again because he will be too old to run for an election. By 2031, Peter Obi will be 70 to 71 years of, Look at all those people that we're talking about now. They are above 70 running. But Peter Obi said, I will not have the strength to run at 2031. So therefore, he's running now and to run in 2027. And in 2027, if you run, you run for 1 term because he understands that this is what it is. But because those people don't also believe, because they don't keep promises, so they think that it's the same thing that Peter Obi is going to do, which is the reason why they are saying no, stop that. And if he's going to stop that, they allow Tinubu to complete his 8th term. I mean, his 2nd term, which will be 8 years in office, and the power will come back to you. After all, power just left the north. You did not question your worry. So why are you now here shouting? Yes, everything is going wrong. That does not mean we should keep quiet because we kept quiet during Buhari's time. But then, let's tell ourselves the truth. If there must be anybody on the ballot, there have to be a southern candidate. Yes, from the both parties. There have to be Tinubu versus someone from the south. So the primary should be done in ADC openly for Peter Obi and whoever from the south who want to contest. Whoever take the ticket should run in 2027 against Tinubu or whoever APC will present. Having said that, what Peter Obi said is something that should help build Africa. And I believe that his current appearance in Europe, in America, and other parts of the world is something that he is positioning himself for 2027 because the world leaders are watching what is going on in Nigeria. And the earlier they take a decision and a stand, even to who will win that election, because all we saw in 2023 was just how will I even put it? It was a disaster. It was not an election. It was not an election at all. So if they are going to observe the 2027 election, like I said, without interrupting, then they should observe quietly and without any support of any candidate. They should watch from the stand and see what happened. And whoever tried to manipulate, they can come out. Whoever won, they should say this person won the election. Because 2023, we know Tinubu lost that election. But now, he was declared the winner and we were asked to go to court. And since then, we have been seeing what Nigerian court has become. So let me have your take at the comment section as to your belief as to what Peter Obi is saying during the UN Parliament when he went to speak with them, if it's going to be of any benefits to him in 2027 and to that of Nigeria and Africa at large. Thank you for watching. Do well to share this video to reach a larger audience.